What do you need to start a junk removal business? You would be surprised. You don't need much. You can use a pickup truck, a utility trailer, or even a van.
And if you don't own a vehicle, you can always rent a U-Haul. We started with just a $5,000 pickup truck and a cell phone.
When we first started, we didn't have much of a budget, but if you had $5,000 today, how would you spend it on your business?
And in my first year in the trash business as a side hustle, I made $87,000. Hard time.
So if this sounds like something you want to learn more about, hit that like and subscribe button.
Now we're heading out to the first job of the day, and let's see what they have. Now let's take a look at the first job and check it out. We're in Hillsborough, California, and all this stuff right here goes. We got 22 mattresses, 12 refrigerators, and a whole lot of trash. And one thing you want to do is separate the mattresses from all the metal and then have a dump load. And if you can see, we got mini refrigerators, we got a bunch of metal that we can recycle, and all these mattresses right here are going to Vallejo because it's cheaper to drop off. So you want to know your prices and the best places to bring stuff for the low. We got couches, we got a whole lot of stuff right here. I would say at least 3 to 4 loads in this spot right here.
Now leave a comment down below. What would you charge for this job?
Now in the junk business, the hardest thing to learn how to do is pricing. You're gonna mess up a few times, but eventually you'll get it. Now everyone's vehicles are different sizes. Like this dump truck right here is 12 cubic yards, and this box truck over here is way bigger. So pricing ranges from your state where you're at, your dump fees, how much stuff your vehicle can carry, where the stuff is located at. Is it upstairs, downstairs, in a basement? What kind of material is it? Is it construction debris, green waste, cardboard? Pricing is real tricky at first. Now the simplest way to price jobs is have a minimum pickup price, which might be $99 or $149. Then you want a quarter load price, a half load price, a 3/4 load price, and a full load price. And remember, cardboard removal is gonna be cheaper than construction debris removal. And the best way to learn how to price your jobs
is to go to your local landfill and get a price sheet. That's going to tell you exactly how much it costs to get rid of mattresses and appliances, so you'll be a pro at pricing before you know it.
Now in the trash business, certain items cost you more money. So mattresses out here in Sonoma County run around $50 to $60 a piece. So we're going to Vallejo with a full load in the box truck full of mattresses because they don't charge you extra fees for them. So if I was gonna dump this in Sonoma County, since we have a few left, what I'm gonna do to save money is I'm gonna cut it up and break it down. And this is how you do it. Pull that off, and then pull out that cardboard right there. Pull this little fabric off, and pretty much rip it apart, and then it's just regular trash, and it's no extra fee. Now, when it comes to pricing, people charge by the cubic yard around the United States. So they charge anywhere from $40 to $70 to $80 to $90 per cubic yard. And what is a cubic yard? That is the size of a washing machine. Most people will charge by the volume. So that's going to be your homework to find out what people are charging per cubic yard in your area.
So one thing you have to know when starting this business is what things cost for you to get rid of. Leave a comment down below and let us know how much does it cost you to get rid of mattresses. Now when it comes to charging, we charge per load, and obviously we charge extra for certain items like mattresses and refrigerators because they cost us to dump them at the dump. One thing you need to do is figure out how to structure your business. So when you start, you have to ask yourself, do you want to be a sole proprietor, which is doing business as? Do you want to be an LLC, or do you want to be a corporation? Now, these are questions that only you can answer. Now, when we first started, we had no assets, so we started as a sole proprietor, doing business as. Now we're a corporation.
Now check it out, you gotta love the trash business. You never know what you're gonna find. Look at that. All those nasty little bugs right there. Ooh. Ooh. Now in the trash business, you're gonna deal with some nasty jobs. So you gotta be suited and booted right. So you wanna make sure you have some respirators for those jobs that have rat droppings or hoarder houses. And you also wanna wear some Tyvek suits and protect yourself from bugs. So check it out, I just dumped 22 mattresses in Vallejo. It was an hour drive away, but it was worth it. It was only $60. If I would have dumped that out here in Sonoma County, it would have been well over $1,000.
So we are at our next job, and this came from Google. And I can see from this pile that there's a lot of donatable items.
Now in the trash business, there's two things you always want to do. You always want to recycle and donate as much as possible so you can put more money in your pocket. So you want to know where the donation centers are at, where you can take nice items like these, and also where the scrap yards are at, so you can drop off all the metal and save that money. Now, if you're just starting your trash business, there's three things you gotta have. And the first thing is the most important, and it's free. A Google business profile. You wanna get verified, get it optimized, and have one. That's how people find you on the internet. When they search up junk removal, you'll pop up. Now, another thing you wanna do is be on social media, on all the free platforms. That's Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook. Me and the JoJo talk about it all the time. And another thing you need is a website. And you want to make sure you put keywords in there so you rank. So those are three things you got to have if you're starting a trash business. So we're at the next job, and guess what it is? This is another mattress and box spring. And this customer found us on Facebook.
So the lady just paid, and she paid with a credit card. So when you start this business, you are going to want to accept credit cards. You can get a card reader. This one's a Flex. You can get one of these from your bank. And speaking of banks, you want to make sure you have two separate accounts. You do not want to mix your business with your personal in finances.
So we're at another one, and let's take a look. So the situation here is the tenant moved out and left a bunch of stuff behind. And in the trash business, that happens all the time. So this bench goes, this stuff right here goes, and then over here, there's a few items over here that need to go to the trash can. This chair is actually pretty nice. We can donate that, this goes. And then inside the house, there's a few things too. And the lady actually wants me to take this screen with us too. She don't like the way it looks, so we'll pop that off and take that. Now, when you rank online and your website pops up, guess what happens? People call you when they're from out of state. The lady's actually from Atlanta. She found us online from our website. So make sure you got a website with those keywords and make sure that you're ranking. Now, in the trash business, you don't need a lot of tools. Most tools you find at jobs. Now, here are some tools you need. You need some gloves, some safety glasses, a skill saw, a sawzall, a drill, a regular broom, a push broom, and a dustpan. And also something you find at jobs are trash cans. Keep all of these you find. And the most important tool in the trash business is getting a good dolly and also a floor dolly.
So this is what we mean when we say you will find so many tools that you need in the junk business on jobs for free. Check these out. Now, snow shovels come in so handy when you're doing a hoarder house or big cleanups. You can just shovel up things, put them in trash cans, or load them on tarps and taco them out. Snow shovels, a must-have when starting this business.
Bringing these to the house. Now you gotta love the trash business. We're over here cleaning up this property and the neighbors seeing our decals on our vehicle And he has some trash too. So make sure you get your vehicles wrapped in the junk business. It's a must.
So when you start your business, you want to make sure you have some business cards and some door hangers, and also get yourself some signs. If it's allowed in your area, put them up all over the place. Remember, it's a numbers game. The more you put yourself out there, the more calls you'll get. Leave a comment. Where did you get your first customer? Our first customer came from Craigslist.
Now, the key to be successful in business is you gotta be consistent. And I built my business on a cell phone, which is crazy. Not a laptop, not an iPad. I do all my advertising on my phone, my iPhone. So you wanna post every single day on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Nextdoor, and that will get your phone to ring. And if you're posting every single day, make sure you answer your phone, because if you don't, they're gonna call the next guy.
Another thing you'll need when starting a business is insurance. First, you'll need liability insurance, and then once your truck has decals, you're going to need commercial insurance.
Now let's talk about the biggest mistake most new junk removal companies make when they first start, is they grow too fast. They get a couple phone calls coming in, they're like, damn, I'm making some good money. Then they go out, buy a brand new MPR Isuzu for $90,000, and then guess what happens in the wintertime? It dries up and the phone ain't ringing. So always grow slow and let the market tell you when to grow.
So leave a comment down below and let us know, what would you charge for this job? Leave a comment and let us know, what kind of video do you want us to do next time?
Now, the trash business changed my life, and it can change your life too. And it all started with the $5,000 pickup truck. Now, if you like this video, smash that like button, and me and JoJo will catch you on the next one.